Welcome to another brand new episode of TVGP's Critical Misses. I'm your host, Boston. Joining me as always is Moonpier.
Hello.
We are here for Ghost's second to most recent album, Impera, 2022's. We're getting here, fifth album, and getting here to the end of this season almost. Um,
Almost.
Almost. We're getting, we only got one album after this. The album I haven't listened to, so that'll be fun. Um, okay, let's just dive right into it. Let's get right into this album. I'm doing a diving motion for all of our audio listeners here. Um, First track here, Imperium. Hey, guess what? It's a moody ghost intro instrumental track. Wouldn't
Who would have thought?
you,
Um,
wouldn't you
uh,
know?
I will say though, like this immediately kicks off this album in a very as my choke on my own saliva. It starts off the album with very hair metal vibes, which I found as a theme throughout this album more than the other
Yes.
ones so far.
Yeah.
It's like, oh hey, did you like? I know you're going like forward in time, but like, did you go from like the 60s to the 80s between these albums by
Yeah,
any
like
chance? Because
slid
there's a
into
lot of hair
1984.
metal feel in here.
Yeah. Yeah. Slides right into Kaiserion, the kind of first proper track here. Um, boy, it that that note he holds at the beginning of this track.
Hmm.
Wow. Uh, that's uh that's pretty different from what we have heard from him and from the band in general. I feel like it's kind of this thesis statement here, like you said, of like this is going to be a much different album than the ones you've listened to before, even the last album. Like you gotta,
Yes, the pace on this is immediately like super up paced, up tempo from previous albums that we've
mm,
listened to.
yeah,
Like it is surprising the difference that it makes.
yeah. I I don't like this track, but it's the one that I've had stuck in my head this last week after listening to this album a couple of times. So as much as I don't like it, it sure as hell is a really, really catchy track. Like, and I think one of the things that I struggle with the most on this album is kind of laid bare on this track of just like, I don't like it, but it's really well done. Like, it's
Hmm.
very catchy. There's great guitar work. It's really memorable. And if if you were looking for a hair metal album that seems to have traveled through time, I think you'd be pretty happy with this album, like right off the bat.
Yes, this reminds me of the bands of my heyday in youth,
Mm-hmm.
which was actually before my youth because I listened to these bands after they'd already formed, died, or broken up, or whatever the case
And
may
had a
be. But it,
VH1 behind the music special about them.
yeah, like it reminds me of like this whole album's got like Scorpions vibes, Journey
Yep,
vibes. Like
100%.
it's just full of that kind of feeling. It's like, yeah, I actually kind of like this album a
Mm,
lot.
mm,
Because I think the songs are very different, and we'll get into it further. I think the last song is the best example of it, but the lyrics feel so much more thought out, so much better written in this album,
mm-hmm.
I feel.
Yep.
Like there's a couple of like your basic rhyming couplet is the thing that is the bread and butter of most songs is a
Yeah.
basic rhyming couplet. But there's a couple of songs in here where it does triples and quadruples, and it's just like, okay.
Yeah, like you
I'm
did
sure
some
it's
extra
English
stuff
as a
here.
second language, but you
Mm-hmm.
you you go on the extra mile in this case.
Well, and this album allegedly had a bunch of extra writers on it from a
Is
lyrics.
this the album that caused the lawsuit issues?
No, that was before. That was I think Meliora, if I remember correctly. Um, but there was allegedly a whole bunch of extra writers on this one, other than just the lead singer. So I wonder how much of that was kind of the the benefit here of like, all right, we can level some of the lyrics up here. Like I think one of my biggest examples on this album is the chorus on this song. the end of it is when Paradise is Lost goes straight to, and then he just leaves it hanging. And I feel like
Hmm.
letting that lie without saying the word that you know is going to come is a an indication, I think, of how far Ghost has come from kind of a lyrical thing. Because you'd see in the first couple of albums, it'd be like, "Hell, I said it, Dark Lord."
Yeah.
Like it's like that stuff is really good, but I think, like we talked about, I think in the last album, the Ghost as a band, for better or for worse, needed to kind of continue to evolve. Um,
Yes.
yeah, and I think it's interesting to see that happening pretty clearly on this album. Um, Spillways, track number 3 here. Um, what do you?
I think this was the first example I had of the better the or the more thought out lyricism in the songs. Was
Mhm.
this was like, okay, you're really starting to like delve deep into like the exactly how you can go with the forced pronunciation to make something rhyme. But
Yeah.
we talked about this, I think, in the last album, versus just running with a triple or a quadruple instead.
Hmm. Yeah. I Spillways is so interesting. Again, I don't like it, but this sounds the most like a track. If someone would have played this for me and be like, "Oh my god, this song was so huge in the '80s," it's just like you just it's a hidden gem of the '80s radio. I'd be like, "Yeah, man, yeah, I could see it." Like it sounds. This was a single from the album, and it makes sense because this is 100% just an '80s radio hit. Um,
Hmm.
and again, it's really well done, and I think this is definitely, I think this kind of back to back track 2 and track 3 are incredibly catchy and really really well done. Um,
Yeah.
it's just not really for me, but I can step back and say like, yeah, that's a good track. Um, what else do you think about Spillways? Anything else?
No, just generally, yeah, I liked it, and again, it's like, okay, again, fast paced. What's going on here? Why are we suddenly on, the fast paced nature of this whole thing?
Mm-hmm. Next track here is "Call Me Little Sunshine," another single here. What do you think about this one?
This one I think is pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
This is the first one where it has like the slightly darker tinge to it, which
Yeah.
I think is mixed in pretty nicely with this. Um, and again, not just the like the ramming couplets or triplets, but the fact that they play into this song throughout the entirety of the lyrics of the double play on "call me."
Yes.
So as in, you can call me and you should call me
Right.
blank and blank is
Right.
the double meaning that they play with, and it goes throughout the entire song, and it's like, okay, you're really leaning into this kind of thing. And I really like the delivery on this song, like the
Yeah.
way he it's never stated in the way he's delivering the lyrics which call me it is, which is the correct call me. It's just like, no, here is two different ways you could potentially read this song and have fun trying to figure out which one you prefer.
And his delivery on Mephistopheles, I think, is really
Oh,
kind of
it's
one of the
so good.
outstanding parts here. Um,
Is that and that's not the one the thing the guy from Cats, right? That's the satanic reference.
that is that is hold on. Cats Mephistopheles. Mr. Mistopheles. It's spelled differently. But you're right.
Okay.
Check out another another punishing musical season in Critical Misses upcoming, I'm sure, for Cats.
Hmm.
But
Having never seen any version of Cats, yes.
ditto. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I think this song is okay. I think it has a horrifically cheesy video, which is I think on purpose. I want to say, but I don't know.
Hmm.
Track number 5 here, Hunter's Moon. This was the track that was written originally for Halloween Kills, the film. Um,
Okay. Which
which,
one is that? I can't remember. Is that the reboot?
sure. Um, Let's see if there's a link here. Yeah, I don't know.
Time is wibbly wobbly these days, so I can't remember if that's the sequel of the reboot or the reboot itself.
Right. Witches
I think
kills,
it's the
witches
second
ends.
sequel.
Yeah, I don't really know. What do you think about this one?
I think it's pretty solid. I love the delivery on Hunter's Moon. Again, it's one of those things where I think there's a really sick ass guitar riff in the middle of this, not gonna
Mm-hmm.
lie, which I think is cool. But like the thing I'm enjoying about Ghost's performances is specifically which words they choose to just do something completely out of left field with.
Mm-hmm.
In this, it is Hunter's Moon. We talked about it with Rats in the last season,
Right.
but there's just every now and again it's just like, yeah, let's just mess with this word
Mm-hmm.
really badly. Let's just mess with this word and throw it in a different way. And I think I kind of like this song.
I also like him saying tonight's the hunter's moon, and then that guitar just coming, squeedity, squeedity, squeedity. It's like, oh dang, okay, sure, we
Uh-huh.
got something coming in here. I think this track is interesting because I don't think it's bad, but it sort of feels like it belongs here, but it sort of feels like it doesn't. Um, it's a little bit out of place with the rest of the album, but I don't think that really hurts anything. It's just mostly when I found out it was written for a soundtrack, it's like, oh, okay, that makes sense. It's kind of written in this album's era, but maybe not necessarily for this album. So that kind of makes sense.
Uh-huh.
Next track here, "Watcher in the Sky." Um, how'd you feel about "Watcher in the Sky"?
This one I didn't look up the lyrics because I didn't have time, if I'm completely honest. Is this
Searchlights.
a is this a are you really looking for God vibe that I'm getting from this?
Lead singer told Metal Hammer about the song, quote, "It enthusiastically explains how we can utilize science to make the world smaller and to reverse scientific things. Basically, a flattened Earth, which I found amusing," end quote. So I think he's kind of like gently poking at, uh, from like a yay Satan perspective of like, maybe science isn't all that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um,
it's fine. This song is fine.
yeah. This is another one of like, it's just a solid, catchy track, and that's, I wrote in my notes, isn't that basically the whole album of just like, it's solid, it's super catchy. You wrote an '80s kind of catchy ballad here. Um,
Uh-huh.
Dominion, next track here. It's an instrumental. I There really isn't a lot to this one, unfortunately.
Very funereal is the note I made.
Yeah, like it's almost, I don't even know how to put it. Like, I think we've clicked with some of the instrumental stuff throughout this season, but this is not one that I'm like, oh, I need to go listen to Dominion. Like that's the one I'm looking for. I would be okay with skipping it in future listens.
Yeah.
Track 8 here, 20s. Why don't you hit me with your impressions of 20s?
Is this about the decade
The upcoming
or
one.
about the age?
The upcoming 20s.
Okay.
The
So it
current,
is
sorry, the
about like
current
the
20s.
the, the one we're currently in now
Yeah,
as of recording,
right.
upcoming
Not the
when.
1920s, the 2020s.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out if it was about the decade, like the year, or the decade, the age.
Oh,
Like
sure.
if it
Like
was that kind of thing.
in your 20s, you will do X, Y, and Z.
Yes, exactly.
Mm.
I really kind of like this one. I like the fact that it starts really kind of heavy. I think it's on the bass line,
Hmm.
but there's a super light synth in the background, just
Yeah.
twiddling away in the background the whole time, and it's just like, yeah, give me that little synth. I like that little
Give me the
synth.
little doodly doo.
Yes, please. Boop 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 boop.
I I get what they're going for here, and I don't think they nail it. Like, I get they're trying to do something different, like especially with the kind of delivery here and much more aggressive vocals. Um,
Hmm.
and I get what they're trying to do. I just something about it doesn't really land for me. Um, and it kind of reminds me of we were listening to Nine Inch Nails' Downward Spiral. We hit Big Man with a Gun, where it's so significantly different than the rest of the album, and kind of intentionally abrasive. It reminds me a lot of this track, which is like, all right, like I get it, you're going for this kind of aggressive, abrasive thing, but I don't necessarily think it really works for me. Um, but I appreciate that they tried to do something really, really different here, even if it
Yeah.
maybe didn't necessarily land for me.
No, I thought this song was fine. Nothing special, but fine.
Yeah, it's nice to see them doing like the whole album isn't just the spirit of Dio is trying to overtake the lead singer's body, anything like that. To be clear, I'm not saying that he is as good as Dio. Like, please, I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. Dio
Hmm.
was one of one, so like, don't twist my words here. Next track here is "Darkness at the Heart of My Love." Um, what what do
Hey,
you
you
think of?
remember when I was talking about the hating
Mm-hmm.
and how sometimes you just don't hate enough
Mm-hmm.
kind of thing? Yeah, I got that vibe a little bit from this song too.
The darkness at the heart of my
Also,
love for you.
yes. I thing that I really found funny about this song is like, wait, now you're just doing hair metal ballads. Like this is 100% a ballad
I
song.
I wrote down it's fully an '80s power ballad.
Like 100%. And they
Mm-hmm.
even do my favorite thing in all songs is I don't even care what type of song it is. If you've got like a crowd or a choir or something in the
Yeah,
background doing vocals with you, I'm down for that
yeah,
every single time.
gets
Don't
you
care
every
what type
time.
of song it is.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and they've got that at the back end of this song, like
Yeah,
right at the very end, the crowd kicks in. I'm like, yeah,
that's the
give me the
stuff.
crowds.
Yeah, I think my big problem here with this track is I think the way he's singing, his kind of tone and the vocal effects they have on his track don't do it for me. I think if he would kind of pull back on that and deliver like maybe a little bit more uh of like a clean vocal performance. Like Ghost has never really shied away from we've seen like Life Eternal, He Is, like a bunch of those tracks in previous albums where he's kind of using his natural voice to deliver these ballads. And I think if he would have done that here, I think the song probably would have landed for me. But there's something just a little bit off about however the vocals happened in this track that I think is kind of a bummer because I think like you said, I think this like uh loving the darkness fueling you, this kind of like anti love song sort of thing that I think Ghost is really good at. I think is good here, and it didn't all the way nail it, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yeah. Next track here, Griftwood. Um, what did you think about Griftwood here?
Hold on, which one was Griffwood? Which one was Griffwood?
Third
Oh,
from the last track.
okay. I really like the guitar riff in the middle of this song. It kind
Yes.
of goes hard,
Yep.
and I really like it. Um, I also wrote musically, this sounds like a lot of other Ghost songs before this album.
Mm-hmm.
But do I like the lyrics a little bit more? Yes.
That yes. Um that's my outstanding part of this song, I think, is the kind of like
Yes.
the yes for sure, but also the like the lyrics of like someone who's trying to sell you eternal life, as opposed to um maybe what religion is supposed to be. I think that is really strong in this. Um I the lead singer in this, I couldn't remember specifically the influences I was thinking about until I looked up some stuff about this track, and the lead singer called this a Sunset Strip hair metal track, and I was like, yes, that's exactly it. It's this like very kind of subgenre of hair metal that sounded exactly like this for like 2 years in the 80s. Um,
Okay. I don't know what Sunset Strip is, but okay. I'm
it,
just gonna
it
believe you.
if you would look it up, the songs would sound exactly like this. Um,
Okay.
so like that's cool, and I like that that's a very like wearing your influences on your sleeve sort of thing. Um, and I think lyrically it's fun, but it just doesn't really land for me as much either.
Yeah.
Bite of Passage, another instrumental here. It's like 30 seconds long, so I have nothing to
This is the
say.
one I wrote all of my notes for the next song about this song because it flows so smoothly into the next song.
Yeah, it's one of those things of like I'm not sure why that wasn't just an intro to like why aren't
Mm.
these two the same track? I'm not sure. But last
Maybe the contract said 12 tracks, please.
that's right. It's like the Pink Floyd thing where it's like, well, if I put more tracks on it, I get more residuals for it. Um, all right, track number 12, final track here, Respite on the Spatial Fields. Spidal Fields? Sorry, Spidal Fields. What do you think about this one since you
This
said
is this is the one where I made the big note of like, hey, like we're doing triples and quadruples in our rhyming schemes now,
mm-hmm.
so like I am 100% down with that. I think one of my biggest like when I do listen to music, the thing I look for the most is the lyrics, is
Yeah,
the flow, the feel, the vibe, the tempo. Like I can absolutely hate the way a song sounds, but if the lyrics are good, I'll be like, this is a great song just because of the lyrics.
sure.
And this is the one where it's like, okay, now you're dropping triples and quadruples on me, so it's like, yeah, okay,
Mm-hmm.
this feels like it feels weird because I think it's the best lyrically written song. I don't think it's the best performed. I think that's yes.
Yes.
Um, but this is the one where it's like, yeah, okay, you're using natural rhymes, you're forcing rhymes at the same time, which, as someone who, not English the country, but someone who loves English the language,
Mm-hmm.
always, when I was younger, would irritate the hell out of me when someone would force a rhyme around a word that didn't exist. But
Oh,
like,
sure.
as I've listened to more hip hop and stuff like that, it's like, no, go for it. Mess that word up completely if it fits into your scheme. As long as you understand it, that's the only thing that matters. It's the whole you can understand this sentence even though it's all written weirdly because of the way
Yeah,
humans read kind of thing. It's
right.
that, but in musical form. Um, and like the vibe of this song is just like a lovesick ballad instead. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's got like this super sad, mournful guitar riff at the back end where it's just like, dude, like,
It's a
come
sad
on.
love song about Jack the Ripper.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Um, yeah, I think there's some really fun guitar work in here, especially. I think especially during some of the verses. I think there's some different stuff here from some of the guitars. Um, I just I hate to be like a Debbie Downer about the whole album, but that like almost none of it really clicked with me. Like again, a lot of the beginning, kind of the first half of the album is really catchy. I think it stumbles quite a bit in the second half. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but again, this isn't a poorly made album. Like this is a really well made, well produced, great sounding album. Um, that, like we said, has some really talented work on it. Has some really great lyrical work in it. It's just the further that we get away from Meliora, the further we get away from what I think really clicks with me for Ghost. Um,
Uh-huh.
and again, like I've been saying since the last album, it's not bad. It's just they're kind of writing music for someone other than me. And that's okay, especially as Ghost continues to get bigger and bigger and like impossibly bigger every time they put out a new album and every time they tour, which is sort of what you want, contrary to popular belief. sort of what you want your favorite bands to do. Is like, yeah, I want you to get better. I want you to be playing a 50-person club for the rest of your life. It's like, no, like, keep selling out
Yes.
arenas. Um,
Mm-hmm.
but I I can't have my cake and eat it too. Where it's like sell out arenas and keep writing the similar music, which is okay.
Yeah, I mean,
So
go see Muse as another good example of this.
that's right. Look forward to a Muse season sometime in the future.
Oh.
That challenging one for sure. Moon,
Mm-hmm.
what did you think about Impera kind of as an overall album?
I kind of liked it.
Mm,
It was very, like you said, the vibe I immediately got was very hair metal, which
yeah.
I'm okay with because I kind of like that cheesy nature of it. But also at the same time, it was like a little still on the dark side, which I'm all
Hmm.
for that as well. I think my standout songs were probably Respite and Griftwood, just for the lyrical nature of them.
Yeah.
Um, but none of them have like stuck in my head so far.
Hmm.
Like none of them are like embedded into my skull in an earwormy kind of way.
Right. Yeah. Only
Which
track
I think is
from.
probably the biggest thing that I've probably had
Mm,
is like none of the Ghost songs really are jumping out as earworms for me.
yeah. Like you haven't had that track where you play it and it finishes and you're like, just let's do it again. I need to hear that track again. Like that was
Uh-huh.
a killer track. Yeah. That makes sense. Um, I don't know if I have anything else to add on with my kind of general thoughts here on this album overall. Um, I do have two related albums to this one. We have a covers album called Phantomime. Um, the big single from this was a cover of the Genesis song Jesus He Knows Me, like a very, very fast paced track for that. It has a video out. Don't let your kids watch it. Um,
Uh-huh.
but the standout track and the thing I wanted to talk about with Phantomime is relating back to a recent season of Critical Misses where they do a cover of Tina Turner's We Don't Need Another Hero, parenthetically, Thunderdome.
Okay.
And guess what? It's really good.
Um, okay.
It's really, really good. And it's one of those things of like, when Ghost nails a cover like that, I think they get kind of the core of what made that song good or interesting or
Uh-huh.
fun, and then they kind of put a little bit of a Ghost twist on it. But I think with this song, it's shockingly close to the original track,
Okay.
and I think they do a really great job. Um, Also, there's a track on there called Phantom of the Opera, which every time I see it, I'm like, yes, that's the perfect track for you to cover. And it's the Iron Maiden song and not the one from the musical. And
Okay.
it's like, all right. But also, can you do the track from the musical? Because I think Ghost is like a very theatrical band. So, like,
I mean, put them in charge of the Repo the Genetic Opera Part 2,
see,
please.
it writes itself. He's already got a mask. He's set. Yeah.
The style is there, the vibe is there.
Yep. How strangely can you pronounce surgery? Is the real
Oh,
question.
that was going to be the next thing out of my mouth. I hate you.
Yeah. The other thing that came out is an album called Right Here, Right Now, and Right is Rite, of course, because it's Ghost. Um, it's their most recent live album, but also a performance film. So
Uh-huh.
they shot a bunch of different um, live performances. They also have some. If you're like me and you don't keep up on the Ghost lore, there's a whole lot of people backstage talking to Papa during a bunch of segues between songs. So those can be pretty funny. There's a really great joke of someone saying like, just get out there and keep performing. At some point, you'll have your aha moment. And Papa goes, "Oh, that's great. I love aha." And then like marches back on
Oh,
stage. Just like,
Jesus.
yeah, boy, okay. Um,
Mm.
that's a
I mean, if you're gonna do an aha, do a Take on Me. That's the only song you need to cover.
exactly.
Period.
Um, I think this is a really great performance. Um, I think we talked about it a little bit. I think on the last album, where the additional like keyboard and and additional musicians on stage, especially a lot of the women that are singing, add a lot
Hmm.
to a lot of these tracks. I really recommend listening to this album, especially for kind of a different spin on a lot of Ghost stuff.
Yeah.
And if you want to see an incredibly charismatic and great performer in Papa, you should watch the video version too. All right, that's everything. Our next album is going to be the most recent, at time of recording, Ghost album, Skeleta. So we hope you'll join us for that next episode. Thank you so much, everyone, for listening. We'll see you next time. Bye.
We.